My name is Patrick Amun-Ra, and I'm here to provide you with a reading for Sagittarius season, which began a couple days ago. Couple things first. You'll notice on my table here that I have my wax disc, which is one of the 4 essential magician's tools, specifically occult magician, scientist. I have my candelabras here, which symbolize the pillars on the gateway. And I also have here my own tarot deck that I designed and based on Shintoism, Thelema, Ancient Egyptian philosophy, and every other esoteric teaching I could get my hands on. I was able to synthesize and work into this here. And so here, you'll notice some of the cards here, some of the cards here. What I'll be employing is the trumps of the deck only, the keys, or the atu in Ancient Egyptian. And I'm going to use them because each one of these cards has a letter assigned to it. And so you can spell words that way. And also, during my training and during my studies, I decided that these are appropriate to reflect occurrences upon the physical plane, which is also represented by the disc here. I'll be cutting the deck at the point where the trump for Sagittarius appears, and that would be this here, the art. In some decks it may be called Temperance, I believe is the one it's called there. But I find myself unable to disagree with Aleister Crowley's assessment of the Aeon and where we are in the stream of time and things like that. And that being said, I no longer recognize the era of the dying god, as he would put it, and I believe we are in the era of the child, as we can see the squabbles throughout the last 20th century and even up until now, right? Sort of government officials acting like children, if you will. And so his deck, the Thoth deck, when he created that, it was designed to reflect that attitude and the recognition that that era of wars fought in the name of Christ and God and country and things like that had passed. It was over, and we were on to something new. And so, as accurate as the Thoth deck has been for me in my life, when I created this deck, a funny thing happened, or funny, whatever you want to call it, it's magic. I asked the Thoth deck if my deck was ready and if I should begin using that full time, and I'm not even joking, the Thoth deck fell apart in my hands. That's what happened. I still have it somewhere bandaged nice in a nice sacred white cloth, as I love that deck, but it came apart in my hands while shuffling when I asked it if my deck was ready. And since then, I feel my deck has fully fulfilled its purpose. I feel it's frighteningly accurate. That's what I set out to do. You'll also notice here that I have the little booklet from the Thoth deck because I agree with the interpretations therein. They apply to my deck as in any other tarot deck would. It's universal. It's a map of the universe, and so depending on the person crystallizing the light, if you will, you're going to see little differences here and there, but overall it's the same. It's all the same. Everything is one and all of that, and that's what it comes down to. So I prefer the definitions here, and that's why that's there. So let's get started. I've already invoked the cards and said other invocations and things like that to sort of set the atmosphere and set the tone. And so the question that we will be asking is, what's in store for Sagittarius this season? What can they look forward to? What can the Sagittarius look forward to this season? Let's see, what can we do? I'm going to shuffle it like this, do a little bit like that, take it around. I like to do things like this because I feel very comfortable and familiar with these cards, as one should be. If you're going to read the tarot and do these things, I find it is best to acquaint yourself with them as if they were friends. Treat them as if they were alive. Meditate on them. Look at the pictures. Look at the cards. Think about it. Look at the correspondences. Check it. Cross-reference everything. Write everything down. Write your experiences down. And I think you'll enjoy it. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with the things that you find. So the question that I've asked, and that I've invoked the energies here for, is, what is in store for Sagittarius this season? What can the Sagittarius expect? What can the Sagittarius look forward to? What do they have to watch out for? What is necessary for the Sagittarius to find their joy this season? Let's find out, shall we? So, I feel these are good and shuffled. I will now turn them over, and oh, look at that. The first thing we see, a turn of fortune. Jupiter, blue for Chesed, the 4th sphere, the 4th Sapphira. This card connects 4 to 7. that is chesed to netzach. Chesed to netzach. That would be mercy or gentleness to beauty. So that's what we see on the bottom. Let's see where the art, our significator, is hiding. Where is he hiding? Where is he hiding at? Oh, look at that. So this is where we cut. And take that. The High Priestess, another excellent card for reasons that will be revealed in the future. Here's the trump of Sagittarius. I'm sorry, Sagittarius. And I've placed it on the disc here because as one of the things that this disc represents is the physical plane that we live on. And since that is what our questions concern, because that's where we live, that's where I'm going to place the trump and respect this energy. So the question that we asked was, what's in store for Sagittarius this month? And what can they expect? The first card, the Hierophant. The second card, the Emperor. The third card, lust. Lust. Now, what does that mean? Is that sexual lust? No, absolutely not. It's, you know, when you're really hungry and you know exactly what you want and you feel it from deep within and you have to go get it. You have to make that call and place that takeout order, or you have to get to the store to get that ingredient to make that specific dish that specific way. That's lust. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. When you breathe, another famous quote I love, every breath is a victory against the universe that is coming at you constantly, right? It's that lust for life. You want to live, you want to be happy, you want to, you're watching this video because you want to know what's gonna happen. That's all lust. That's beautiful. That should not be looked at as something bad or disgusting or, you know, we don't do that here. We don't do that here. So let's look at this. What do we have? We have these three wonderful cards. The Hierophant, the Emperor, and Lust. What does our little booklet here say? Our little booklet refers to our first card, the Hierophant. Divine wisdom, inspiration, stubborn strength, toil, endurance, persistence, teaching. Ooh, look at this. Help from superiors. Patience, organization, peace, goodness of heart. Interesting. It is the trump of Taurus. The letter here is Vau or V. Interesting, good letter. That's worth 6 if you're keeping score. I'll touch on that in a minute. And then the next card here, number 2, we have the Emperor. Now Crowley did something interesting with his Thoth deck. He said that the Zodiac belt that the Golden Dawn used to create the Rider-Waite deck, and amongst other things, that inspired many other decks, was wrong. And that there was, because we had entered a new aeon, there needed to be an adjustment made. And it was during his vision in Cairo, Egypt, when he was speaking to Ivos and writing the Book of the Law, it was revealed to him that Sade is not the star. And so in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, the Hebrew letter, or should I say, the ancient Egyptian letter, Zadeh is related to the star, and Aquarius and things like that. But that was one thing that he said came through very clear, was Zadeh in this new aeon is not the star anymore, and instead it belongs here to Aries. We see red, the color of war, fire. If you'll notice, I have a little A up here on my card next to the path number, which is 28 for the Emperor here. The A indicates it's an alchemical card, alchemy, Egypt related, something related to development within yourself. And the card here, the symbol here is sulfur. So that is what this card represents, sulfur. What is alchemical sulfur? Ooh, that means I should get my notebook. And we're back. Never leave home without your notebooks, kids. These are essential, your grimoires, the notes you take while studying the occult. So we can see here, the principle of sulfur here represents as dynamic, expansive, volatile, acidic, unifying. It is a masculine energy, paternal and fiery. Paternal, like a father, the one who makes the decisions, especially from the old aeon, right? The fatherly person and energy. It is the passionate urge that motivates life. It is the soul of alchemy, for it stabilizes mercury from which it's extracted. So in order to get this sulfur, the passionate urge that motivates life, you have to extract it first from mercury. What does that mean? You got to apply a little heat to it, and then you'll be able to get sulfur out of the mercury. And why would you want to do that? This is a very important card. It crystallizes or makes real, makes manifest inspiration from that mercury. So then that brings up, what is mercury then? That is your desires, right? So you look at your desires, think about what you want, and then you apply some heat to it. Some way, some sort of philosophical heat, fire, put it to the test, stretch it out, pursue it, something like that. And then you'll be able to get it. You'll be able to see it. Crystallize the inspiration from your mercury. So crystallized inspiration, we can see from, is one of the things we can see from that card, right? Let's keep going with that. So it also says here, war, conquest, victory, strife, stability, originality, energy, right? What did we just read? The letter Tzadeh, that is, what is that? I have it in my book over here somewhere too. I should know it off the top of my head, and I'm embarrassed that I don't. And here we go. Tzadeh is worth 90, or if you write it at the end of a sentence, 900. That's going to come into play. That'll be fun. So then the final card here is Trump number 11, Lust, the Trump of Leo. That is Teth, the letter T, that is worth 9. It is, we see the sun on here too. What's that got to do with it? So let's see. I really like this card. It was one of my favorite cards to design. I'll admit it was definitely inspired by the Toth Trump there, as we have the kanji for lion and other things here, samurai, monk, those kind of things, genius, all the heads, the seven-headed beast being ridden by the woman, the cup, the holy grail. The woman of women's, right? The women's women, the women's woman. There we go. And into her cup pours the entire universe. All of existence flows into here as she passionately, shamelessly enjoys her life, like all women and all people should do. So, what does this card say? Lust, courage, strength, energy, use of magical power, control of the life force, great love affair. Also resort to magic. Interesting. So look at this. We've got two cards that almost say the same thing. Courage, strength, and energy. Courage, strength, and energy. Will those be coming to you, or will you have to rely on them? Well, what are the nature of these cards? The Emperor rules, right? He goes out and he does things. He conquers. War, those kind of things. The Ram charges ahead into things. Here, the Lion. The lion is really sort of a figurehead, right? He kind of sits there. Who's got the real power? The lioness. The lioness does the hunting. The lioness has the courage, has the bravery, has the strength. The lioness exerts her energy on behalf of the pack, really. So check that out. That's something to look into and think about. And it's all tempered and balanced by the Hierophant here. The Hierophant is a leader, a spiritual leader, like a pope, but a really good, genial, good guy here. And the Taurus here, being the Trump of Taurus, symbolizes work, like it says, toil and endurance. So you think of a bull out in the field. What is he doing? He's threshing, he's working, he's in command of that task, right? There's no one that's going to step to a bull, right? Or an ox or anything like that. All you can do is let it thresh, let it do its thing, right? So courage, strength, and energy to endure, to overcome, to be spiritually at rest, those kind of things. I know the vow right here deals with a tent peg, I believe. And, that's an essential. It's crucial to life if you're living in a tent, right? You can't have a tent. You can't have support. You can't have anything like that without a tent peg, right? So this will hold you down. Held down, courageous, energetic. I really like how that looks. Let's do the next step in what I do here. Let's make words out of this. So the first card was V, brand new pen. First card is V. Second card is TZ. And the last one is T. VTZT. Let's add up the numbers and see what that gives us. 6 plus 9. And we said 90 or 900 for Tzadeh, depending on the significance to you. So if we add 6 plus 9, we get 15. And we add that to 90, we get 105. Now we check the most important book ever written. And in the back is a book, another book within a book called Sefer Sephiroth. And here is a fascinating little directory of correspondences, because everything is connected and all is one. So 105, ooh, to subvert, ruin, change, desert land, the earth of Netzach. It also says 105 is the sum of the numbers 1 through 14. Ooh, that's interesting to think about. So, to subvert, ruin, or change, that's where the courage will come in, the energy. Alchemy is about changing elements, parts of yourself from that you don't like into gold, into things that you do like. So there's the change, and here's the energy and courage that you'll have to get through it. You'll be able to toil, but you will be able to endure, and the patience and everything, and whatever you're going through, your endurance, you will have the energy to endure it, and it will pay off. And it will pay off, whether you're a man or a woman, whatever energy you've got, whatever wherever you draw your strength from, it will be there for you. Earth of Netzach, I like that last part, because we were talking about that with, where'd it go? On the card when I initially turned the deck over, and it was fortune. We talked about Netzach and going to beauty and the earth and connecting to that. So one thing that I just love about all this stuff is you cannot dismiss any coincidences. So and from this you also tell a story. That's how you get a good and accurate interpretation. And so I really like this. I like the beauty connected to the earth, as we saw from looking up 105 there, our first number, and the strength to endure and get through and overcome whatever it may be, and to feel spiritually in control, and to feel at peace with yourself as a result. That's what Sagittarius season is looking like so far. So now if we change the TZ here to 900, we get 969. I'm not smart. We get 915. 915. 915. He usually doesn't have anything that high written down, but he just might. So let's take a look. Yeah, see, nothing for 915. So what do you do then? You do another Kabbalistic method called Theosophical Reduction, where you combine these things here until you get a single number, because on the Tree of Life, everything can resort down, it can be boiled down to 1 through 10, and there you'll find your deeper answers that, again, only you are going to be able to recognize. So, 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 5 is 15, and 1 plus 5 is 6. So that takes us to Tifereth, the sphere of the sun. Ooh, the sphere of Raphael, the angel of healing. Ooh, healing is present here. What happens when we theosophically reduce 105 here? Oh, look at that. When you do that, you get the same thing, 6. So whether you use the 90 or the 900 for reduction here, you will arrive at the single digit of 6. The sun, Netzach. I'm sorry, not Netzach. God, what's wrong with me? Tifereth. See, I can't get the beauty out of my mind. Can't stop thinking about it. So here's some things to think about that relate to 6 that are pretty cool. Let's see, the color yellow, golden yellow is very good. Things to look for there. Let's see, a phoenix, the lion. Oh, look at that, the lion. The child, acacia wood, bay leaves, laurel, topaz, yellow diamonds. Those are things that will give you strength and will help enforce the energy here. And anything, as a Sagittarius, if you need something this month, you're being told to look towards the sun. Don't look at the sun. And so let's see, what else is here? Olibanum, that's one of my favorite old-fashioned words. That just means frankincense. One of my favorite smells. I will only burn frankincense anytime I'm doing temple work. When I'm doing tarot work, looking at the map of the universe here, I use peppermint oil, I use storax, That's another thing, really, really good, help keep you on your toes, because it's very easy to flatter yourself when you're working with the cards. And so peppermint will help you be relaxed but alert, and then storax will help keep you on your toes. And it's really good for that. It doesn't smell the best, but it works. So then coffee, and also alcohol, it says, is a good thing here. So take that with a grain of salt, if you will, on the rim of your glass. I heard someone laugh one time and say, "Oh, you can't gain anything from that." And I said, well, you look at ancient Persian society and the way they used to do things, they would debate laws sober, and then they would debate them pissed drunk, just to, get both sides of the issue. And alcohol can help lower your inhibitions in regards to yourself and self-examination. And so that's something to think about. Maybe have a drink before you, assess yourself, and just relax. Don't get wasted. Don't get, put on the beer goggles or anything, but be kind with yourself. Why not? Why be so hard on yourself? Life is about the unselfish pursuit of joy. So pursue it. And that's what sounds good there. So those are the things that I would focus on. Try to include frankincense in your life for this season. This month, try to get images of phoenixes, lions, children, bay leaves, acacia wood, topaz, and yellow diamonds. Those kind of things. Those are going to be the physical symbols that you can look to for strength for this month, according to this reading here. So I hope you enjoyed it. There's usually another step that I'll do, and you can free to do this on your own. I'll go to translate.google.com, as they have a pretty decent translator, and I'll go to the Hebrew section, and I'll enter in these letters, the Vav, Tzadeh, and Teth, V, T, Z, T, and I'll put those in various arrangements and see what comes up. The numbers will stay the same every time. You'll still reduce to 6 every time, but the meaning of the words, I think you'd be pleasantly surprised at what words come up. And again, they're going to pertain to you as a Sagittarius. That's how they're going to relate to you. So there you have it. This is how I do my tarot readings. This is one of the methods that I do. Feel free to, you'll notice my shirt. This is my shirt. My brand is JFKSBY. There are several underbrands within it. This is 422. It's much more simple and direct. 893. The other brand is a bit more complex. You got to go really in depth to understand the symbology there. My newest line, 136, is sort of a combination of the two. Excuse me. And I've got a few pretty good designs therein. I like it. Today is Wednesday, the day of Mercury. And so I have here my JFKSBY sweater. My bright orange JFKSBY sweater. I love this thing. Even though I'm in Las Vegas, it's getting kind of chilly in the wintertime. But yeah, so if you would like to support me, feel free to buy some clothes, book yourself a session. The links are down below. Please subscribe. Tell your friends about me. This episode and other readings like this won't be appearing in the podcast, but the episodes pertaining to my spiritual development, occult science studies, other things like that, Enochian vision magic, I do that, and it's a lot of fun. Other things like that, my commentary on psychedelics, or plips, as I call them. Again, I'm going to reveal that name, and I'm very excited about that. Yeah, so other fun stuff coming up, but yeah, readings like this, I'm going to do these for all the signs and go in depth on each one, things like that, but they won't be in the podcast. The other stuff will. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great Sagittarius season. Take care.